What's going on, my people? I hope you guys can hear me. I'm over here in my office, and I do these daily things, I guess, with myself, and I really think that a lot of you might benefit from the things that I've learned, from school and just doing music. And well, let's get into it. Let's talk about the music business. So I have a lot of people that are my friends on Facebook and in real life that are musicians. And let me ask you a question. Why music? And I ask that because a lot of you, and even myself, I make music, but I want to ask you, why do you do music? Why, as an artist, why do you do music? A lot of people might tell you, and even yourself might say, well, because I love music. But think about that. I mean, you love pasta. Are you going to become a pasta maker? What about, maybe you like a book. Are you going to become a writer? Does that make sense? So why music? What pushes you to make music? And, I want to share that because it's something that you really need to think about. Because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're going to get burned out. Does that make sense? A lot of people might say, I do music because I want to be famous. But they don't understand that when you're an artist and you're in the music business, you don't get that fame right off the bat. If anything, that's what's curated to your fans, They see you doing all this stuff. That's not necessarily what you're doing. Does that make sense? Because real artists, they're going to be in the studio about 16, 17 hours doing flyers, doing promoting. And then once you hit it big, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So I want you to ask yourself that question, because I have an answer for me, but do you have an answer for you? Why do you do music? Is it for fame? Because a hobbyist that does music, they do it for fame. They do it to show off. They don't do it for the love of music. Does that make sense? So I want you to answer that. Why do you love music? Why do you create music? And you need to answer that with yourself. And if it comes up because you want to be famous, you want to be rich, or all this other stuff, you need to reevaluate that, because you're never going to be happy. And honestly, you're not going to keep moving forward in your career because you're going to get burned out. Because, just like a music career can bring a lot of girls, a lot of money, it can take it away just like that. So if that's what you are putting, I guess, all into music because you want to get famous or you want to make money or whatever, you want to show off to people, then you need to reevaluate that, because you're not going to be able to keep that drive, maybe at the beginning, but once you get the money, once you get whatever you're trying to attain, what's going to drive you to continue making music? For me, I guess that I do it for the message. Music for me, as a songwriter, I've been doing this for a long time. And for me, when I was younger, I just loved music, and I loved the message that it brought, because in certain points in my life, music was the only thing that almost spoke to me, that listened to me. Does that make sense? So you need to find whatever, if it's inspired you need to make that connection within your head when you're making your music. Why am I making this music right now? Am I making it to become famous? Okay? Is that what you're going to do when you're making music? Okay, let's move over to the next thing. Okay, my answer is, it's quite this. I have a message to give. I have a message to the world to give. At least that's how I feel. And that's why I do music. I want to be able to connect those emotions from the past that hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And be able to grasp those feelings and bring them up so you can think about them. Because a lot of the times, you don't think about that as an adult. You're too busy working. You're too busy doing this. You're too busy doing whatever, right? So for me, that's what it is. I just want to do a message. I don't do it for money. I haven't made much money doing music. I'm not famous. I have fans here and there, you know what I'm saying? But that's not what keeps me going 600-700 hours in the year. Does that make sense? It's not. That's not what's gonna keep me going. What keeps me going is my passion to share my message and to help other people with their emotions. So now, with that being said, what kind of artist are you going to become? What kind of artist are you? Are you gonna be somebody that plays in a band and does covers? Are you gonna be an artist that does karaoke? What kind of artist? You need to figure out what type of artist you're going to be, because a lot of times you don't even know what type of artist you are. Are you gonna be copying people's styles? What type of artist do you are you? Or do you want to become a songwriter, or do you want to become an actual performer? There's different things in the music business that you can do that kind of intertwines to each other, and a lot of people don't understand what it even means and how are you going to get money and all that stuff. But we'll get into that. I'm starting at the basics, and I'll do this every day, and we'll go through with it. But right now, it's just, why music? You need to answer that before. And what type of musician do you want to become? Do you want to be a musician that you know what I'm saying? You just need to figure that out. What kind of musician do you want to be? Secondly, let's talk about something interesting. How are you going to show everybody else who you are? Does that make sense? Like, are you going to make music that you like? Are you going to copy other people's styles? Are you, what's going on, Raul? I see you. I see a lot. Man, I need to start saying hi to people. There's Ryan in here. I don't know how to say your name, Cam Britt. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, like I was saying, guys, what kind of artist are you going to be? What kind of music are you going to make? Does that make sense? Are you going to make music that feeds your soul? Or are you going to make music that you think is going to sell? And that's really important, because you need to be authentic to yourself. And a lot of people lose that. They think that I have to sound like Drake. I have to sound like Nicki Minaj. I don't know. Okay? But they're not authentic to themselves. And you can tell in the music. You can tell. Have you ever heard somebody's voice and they sing or they say something and it kind of hits your heart? You don't know why. It's because they're sending those vibes, those energies, because the voice is energy, right? It sounds waves, and if you say something in a certain way, those sound waves will do it the same. Does that make sense? So that sometimes when you put on a song and you feel it and you're like, holy damn, it's because that artist and that person has put emotion. That's why a lot of recording artists and a lot of studios are like, you need to put emotion into your music, because it does portray. So authenticity is so important in the music industry. And if you keep making music that is not authentic to yourself, like let's say in reality you want to sing, you like R&B, but you can't sing, so you start doing hip hop. Do you think that your heart and your soul, you're feeding that? You're going to crumble. You're going to crumble because you're in a genre that it doesn't matter to you. Does that make sense? You're in a genre that is killing your soul slowly, that you really don't love, and you need to be authentic. Then on top of it, what are you writing about? Are you being authentic to yourself? Or are you doing everything that you're doing because you want to become famous, because you want to make money, because you want to show off? Maybe you want to go and get girls. I don't know. You just, Raul, you're straight up saying what I'm saying. Like you won't last in this industry, because this industry is brutal. It's brutal because there's so many people, guys. There's so many people now in this world that's making music. And a lot of people say, well, why? Well, it's technology, guys. It's so accessible. There's beats everywhere. There's producers everywhere. People love music. And now for the first time in their life, they're able to get their hands on recording equipment. And what's going on, Dustin? What's up, Lyrics? A lot of people don't understand this. You know, they go and they're so lost in what they're trying to make. They don't even know what they're making, and they lose the sense of themselves, because they see, oh, if I write about drinking and partying, all of this, like everybody else, they get a little bit of likes and they're like, oh, it's working. But you know where that ends up? Nowhere. And it never ends up nowhere. I'm going to tell you why it ends up nowhere. Because other bigger artists, okay, that have a whole team, multi-million companies behind them, they're doing the same thing. And you're going to tell me that you as an artist, as a hip-hop artist, R&B artist, a pop artist, you copying their styles that they do better because they invented it and they're killing it right now. You're going to do it better by you in your room. Think about that. It's insanity, guys. It's insanity. And I'm just being honest with you guys. It's insanity to think that you are going to copy Drake and sound better than Drake. Drake is Drake. Does that make sense? Who are you as an artist? What do you want to make? Because people feel that. People feel the authenticity of who you are through your songs. And it shows in your albums. And you know where it shows even more? In your mixing, in your recording, in your writing. And think about that. You can't lose yourself in this industry. If you're funny, make funny songs. If you are hard ass and you're always pissed off, then be pissed off in those songs. Do it Eminem. Does that make sense? But don't sit here and try to do a J. Cole when in reality you're a Kendrick Lamar. Does that make sense? You see that? It's two different styles and you need to figure out who you are as an artist. You can't go around over here copying artists. It just doesn't work that way, guys. I'm telling you it doesn't work that way. Because you're not going to make the best music because you're not in it. And it shows. And the people show. And you might feel and you might sit back and you might think to yourself like, man, I've been putting in songs for so many years and I just can't make it. I can never write a good song. I can never break 200,000, 100,000 views. I can never get streamings. I can't get followers. I can't do a damn thing. And the reason, it's not anybody else's issue. The problem is you. The problem is you thinking that you can do it better than the artists that are out there. You need to do something different. And you need to do you. And if that's the style that you like to do that another big artist does, that's fine. But write about things that you want to write about, that you feel strongly about. For me, I love writing about emotions. I love writing about certain little moments in life that changed your life. I like writing things about people, about things that people don't like talking about. Like growing up and getting your ass beat by your damn parents or not having parents. Or being hungry when you don't have no food. Growing up poor. I like, the same shit that we grew up on. When we used to listen back to hip-hop, the 90s hip-hop, you remember that. And I know a lot of you remember that. Even the 2000s hip-hop, you felt that. Like, remember when 50 Cent came out? And you hear that coin toss right at the beginning? And it was so street because that was his life. That's what he was living. He was authentic to what he was at that time. Does that make sense? And now, of course, you change throughout the time. Look at Jay-Z. When he started off, he started talking about what he knew at that time. He was authentic to himself. He's talking about the streets, selling drugs, whatever you're into. Shit, if you're in Utah, Idaho, California, New York, wherever you at, talk about what you're doing, the struggles that you face. Because look, guys, I'm going to tell you something. You are not the only person in this world that's going through the same thing you're going through. And then when you make a song that you feel strongly about, that's maybe talking about a situation that you might not even told anybody else, I swear to you that there's millions of people out there with the same situation. They're just waiting for somebody like you, somebody that has the ability to make music, to write a song about that same exact topic. They're just waiting for you. The problem is that a lot of the artists nowadays, like I said, they're just copying and it's already been done. So why are you keep making music that's already been done? And as a songwriter, you need to think about that. I think about that all the time and I only write music. I swear to God, I only write music that I love. The mixing sometimes might be off, but that's okay. It's a learning experience. Uh, and it's right, bro. Well, you know, people want to relate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember back in the day, guys, like when you listen to the Usher song? What's going on, Pruitt? I miss you, bro. You remember back in the day when with Usher, right? When he came over here spinning with his chains over there, heartbroken, and you felt that, and you're like, man, damn, I'm heartbroken too. That's the same thing. You need to figure out what in your life you can write about that other people can relate to. And there's a lot of pain in this world. Look, we know every breakup is. Man, I miss you too, Pro. Man, I don't be proud of me. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. You know, if for anybody that doesn't know, Pruitt, he was one of my soldiers when I was in the army. Great guy, man. Love it. Anyways, look, guys, you have to stay true to yourself. You just cannot. You cannot be copying people, okay? People are waiting for your music. People are waiting for your experiences. And this is why we love drama so much. You need to think about it as an entertainer, because that's what you are. People love drama. Why do you think that we have so many soap operas and we have all this stuff? People love drama. They are attracted to the pain. It's harder for people to be happy nowadays because they don't have the time to be happy. But let me tell you, people love to make time to be pissed off, to be sad, to be depressed. It's easy for those. So you know what? As an artist, you need to play to that. Play into those emotions that really hurt you. Play into, man, into what really, really motivates you. Now, with all that saying, let's go to another aspect of being an artist in 2021. A lot of people are not going to believe in you. Let me say that again. A lot of people are not going to believe in you. If anything, you can bet that the people around you, including your family, will talk down to you and tell you you shouldn't be doing music. That's dumb and that's stupid. How much time are you gonna spend making music when there's zero investment? Because that's music. Does that make sense? Music is draining, it's time consuming, and it's very expensive. And then for most, you don't make any money. And that's just a hard truth, guys. And a lot of the reasons that you don't make money because most artists don't have the education about publishing rights, about distribution, about placements, marketing. So they throw their heart out and make beautiful music sometimes, and nobody gets to hear it. And then you go back feeling bad about yourself because you're just like, yo, am I wasting my time? Should I just go get a job? Should I spend my time doing something else other than this? And that goes back. When you start asking those questions to yourself, you need to go back to the first questions I asked right when we started this. Why do you do music? If you're doing it for the fame will go, it will come, it will go. If you're doing it for the girls will come and they will go. Does that make sense? So you need to figure out something that's permanent within you of why you want to keep going and why you want to write music. I'm telling you guys, for me, it just takes one person just to be like, I connect with you. To me, it just fills me up. It'll fill me up for months. Literally, it will. You need to figure out what fills you in, because this industry is a dream killer. It's exhausting. And you need to have thick skin. Because a lot of people are not going to like your music. First of all, I'm telling you, look, just like I bet you heard this. The first 100 songs that you ever make, it's all practice, guys. I have made over like 200-300 songs and you're never going to hear them. Why? Because they sound like ass. And that's just the damn truth. It sounds like ass. So I don't release them. But you know what? Every song I made was a single step to what I'm becoming right now. And who I am right now. And why I'm so good. You're in it for the long run, not the short run. And if you're thinking that you're going to put in maybe a year or two into music and that's it, that's a lie. Because even though if you make it big in the industry in 1 or 2 years, they're going to get you with that contract and you're going to work that ass off for a couple years. Does that make sense? So know what you're getting into. If you love music, then make music. And if you just want to make music for the heck of it because you just like it and it's fun, that's fine. But I'm giving you this advice so you don't get down on yourself and you get depressed. Because you need to know where you stand and what type of musician you want to become. For example, me, I'm a songwriter. I know a lot of you guys that might see this might think, hey, he's a singer too and stuff. No, honestly, no. I'm a songwriter. I've always been writing. The problem is I don't like paying people that don't love my music as much as I love it to do something that I know they're not going to be able to do because they're not me. And they don't love it as much as me. They are not motivated like me. They're motivated by money. Because I will sit here, and I have sat here for the past year, over, I'm telling you, 500, 600 hours working on an album that maybe a lot of people might not listen to it. But damn, I love making it every single hour. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And whatever happens, that I have a goal, and I said it, if I don't get 1 million streams, I'm going to stop. And I only say that because I'm not gonna give a bunch of energy to something if the market's not reacting. You need to be real with yourself, and I'm real with myself every day. I'm the hardest critic to myself. If you're thinking that you want to do this as a hobby, then don't get down on yourself when you don't have that many followers. Don't get down on yourself when you're not having a lot of marketing. Now, if you're doing it because you want to make a living off of this, then you need to tell yourself, what do I need to do to make money off of this? What do I need to learn? Well, you need to learn marketing. First of all, marketing. You need to market yourself. If people don't listen to you, it doesn't matter what you make. It's pointless. Don't waste your time. Just don't. Own on your marketing. First, your music, of course, but we're all musicians. If you're listening to this, you're probably a musician. You know you're going to give it 100 either way. But the next step is marketing. The third step is knowing how to make money, guys. And you need to learn your stuff. And you need to learn your publishing rights and the rights and how it works. And you need to be careful nowadays. Guys, look, I'm going to tell you a story. I was working with a friend. He has a record label. And we signed a contract and everything was good. And you know what happened to me? I screwed myself up. Why? Because I didn't listen to my own advice that I'm giving you. Why? And I'm going to tell you what happened. I was working with a lot of producers. This album that I'm about to release next month, I was working with a lot of producers around the world, right? And I didn't look at these contracts like I should. And throughout time of me getting with these producers, they added up a bunch of stuff in the contracts that really, really screwed up the way that you can monetize these songs. Because, guys, if contracts are real, and people get sued in the music business all the time. A lot of people might not right now, as a young artist, if you're not making money, they don't care about that. But right when you start making money, they're going to come to you. And they will sue your ass so fast, you have no idea. And that's why I feel like, and I'm not going to say a lot of producers, but some of the producers, even in the album that I work with, I feel like that's what they're doing. Their end goal is to produce some beats or whatever, and hopefully one of these artists make it big and then screw them over. And in some of these songs that I have, and that's exactly what happened. Yo, Leno, I know my time's coming, bro. It's just about time. It's about time. I'm telling you. But like I was saying, there's things in the contract that I didn't look. So it took a lot of my rights. So for example, one of the instrumentals that I bought from the producer, we made the contract, the first ones were good. And then at the end of the contracts of the other songs that I had with them, they added stuff like, hey, you have to give me 100% of all your streaming. Or you have to give me 50%, 80% here. And it leaves no room for the label to make money. Does that make sense? But that's another thing that we have to talk about in another episode. about that. But I'm just saying, that's an example. You need to know what you're doing, because I messed up and I know a lot, but I was so caught up in just making music and then just being so excited to work with these producers that I didn't check the legal stuff. So what I'm saying to you guys is, figure out why you're doing music. Figure it out. Figure out what internally is going to feed your soul when you're making this music. Don't make music to copy other people. Don't make music for fame, because that comes with the music, but you cannot do this. You cannot do this for the wrong reasons, guys, because it's not going to end up nowhere, and you're going to end up wasting your time. Imagine all the times you're in the studio, you just wasted your time because you were really not into it. And if music is not what you're really into, find something that you really are, because you have the time and you can do it and you can make a change. And regardless of what you were trying to do, you need to be real with yourself. I know for me, that's what I love, and I've been doing it as much as I can. The whole last year, that's all I did. So you need to figure out what you really want to do. And you need to get ahead of yourself and study. There's more than enough information out there. And I'm going to keep doing these videos, and we're going to go through the whole, from beginning to end, about the music business and just talk, because I like talking, and the way I talk, and the more I talk about it, the more proficient I become. And I just like talking to people and helping people out. And this is the best way I can. Okay? There's no other way. So lastly, guys, like, what I want to say is, people, like I was saying, because I know we kind of got lost in track, that's how I do, is people are not going to believe in you. They will sit there in your face and talk down to you. Your own family will throw jabs at you. Your friends, most of them will get sick of you telling them to listen to your music. They're like, dude, again? You know? And I'm just being real. A lot of them are going to get sick of you tagging them on Facebook. That's why I don't do it, because I don't like bothering people. If you're going to listen to the music, you're going to listen to it because you want to, not because I'm pressuring you to. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to listen, you listen. If you don't. If it's meant to be, at least for me, that's how I think. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But I'm going to give it 100%. And then, if it doesn't work out, then I can live with that. But a lot of people are not going to believe in you, because you're not going to be making money for a long time. And maybe you make a hit, and hopefully I hope you do make a hit and you make a ton of money, and you squeeze that moment for everything that it's worth. Because that's how this music is. It changes like that. You're relevant one day, and then you get in a contract in another, and they shut you down because they have a better artist that sounds better than you. And that's just how it is. It's a cruel business, guys. But the beautiful thing is that there's a new age. There's a new age of technology that makes anybody able to distribute their music, market their music, and you can actually make it happen. A lot of people do it, but you need to pay attention too. I know a lot of you have seen all these ads, all these artists. Let me help you. Look how I did it. I got 100,000 streams. I got blah, 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 blah. Why? Because it's hard to make money with music. And that's just it. It's really hard to make money with music, with streams, with everything. It's hard, guys. It's just hard. So what do artists do? They do a side gig and be like, hey, I'm going to teach you all my secrets on how to make it. Just a little bit, but not really make it. But I need money so I can continue doing music. And you can do that too. But you see how they're figuring out a way to continue their music career being in there? You just got to do it. You got to figure it out, guys. It's really hard to make money in music. I'm going to keep saying it. It's really hard. But what's an adventure, guys? This life is an adventure. And that's the way I look at it. What adventure is fun and it's rewarding without struggles? If any of this was easy, would it be worth it? Will we be doing it? Would it feel so amazing when we get that first 1,000 streams? Would it feel so amazing when you get your first 100,000 streams? I don't think so. Because what makes it amazing is the struggle to get there. And with that, guys, just keep going, keep making. And tomorrow we'll just get back together and we'll go to the next step, guys. All right? I appreciate it, guys. I think you guys are going to make it. I'm going to make it. And whoever wants to truly make it will make it. It's a matter of patience. It's a matter of perseverance. And I hope that if you guys see this, you guys listen to my music. Because I really put in a lot of work. And it's different. It's all different. I'm telling you. I have every single genre in that album. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. It doesn't even make sense. I even look. The last. Okay. I was gonna quit right now, but I just gotta say this because it's cool just to talk about music. What's up, Grant? Let's see what Grant said. Have you listened? Bro, I'll listen to it. I feel like I think I've gone to your profile and I did listen to it and let me tell you what's bad. But I'll go listen to it and I'll hit you up, bro. Anyways, let me tell you something that happened with the album. Like literally, so I had an issue, the same issue with a producer. Why? He kept selling the same beat that he sold me, and then some dumb dude. Okay, because in these contracts, you're not supposed to register your music with song identification system. So it's pretty much, when you're on YouTube and they tell you don't use music that's not yours and they take your stuff down, you're not supposed to. When you're leasing beats or you buy beats and stuff like that, you're not supposed to register until you get your exclusive. Because why? What happens? Exactly. They put a notice and then you screw up. One of the songs happened to one of the beats and one of the instrumentals that I work with a producer. I guess he sold it to some guy that didn't know what he was doing. And, well, my song got rejected in the album. Specifically, my intro. That really kind of made me mad. But it is what it is. Literally, that night, I made 2 songs like that. I made a cool new intro, and I made a classical piece that's like one of my favorites. One of my favorite songs in the whole CD. It's classical. And it's called Dead Musicians. It's great. I love it. I thought it was great. It was great. But anyways, like I was saying, there's many things that we got to learn. A lot of things that had to happen. And I hope you guys take a quick listen next week when it comes out. Because I feel like a lot of people are going to feel it. There's a lot of deep emotions. There's a lot of things in there that if you just take a listen to the lyrics and the way what I'm saying, you're really going to feel it. I'm telling you. Hey, and look, I'm not promoting drugs or anything. Because I'm not. But if you're in a legal state, smoke one for me and listen to it. Because you're going to feel it. I'm telling you. Because that's what I did when I was making it. I ain't going to lie. But it's legal here, guys. So don't judge. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk about something. Let's see what we're going to talk about tomorrow, actually. I have it all planned out. And I will tell you right now. All right, we're going to talk tomorrow about what does it mean to make it, okay? And we'll talk about that. What does it mean to make it? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? And how can you live a happier life as a musician, okay? Have a great night. Have a great day if you're somewhere that is still like a day. Take care of yourself, make great music, and believe in yourself because ain't nobody going to believe in yourself except for you. And you hold your destiny in your hands, and you are the creator of your future. And any time that you want to change something or make something better, you can do it. Okay? Every time that you tell yourself that you can't, it's the truth. And every time that you tell yourself that you can, it's the truth. Make sure you believe in yourself. Keep making music, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it. Peace out, guys. Much love.